All right, guys, it's Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the free weekly swing trade report at bullsonwallstreet.com. Today, we're going to touch on two sectors that were getting beaten down but are now leading the market, and that is big tech and biotech. So first, let's take a look at the Qs. You can see here the Qs have made this fantastic run from about 118 to 122 here, basically 6 positive days in a row after this big meltdown here. And the Qs is the NASDAQ, and it tends to be heavily weighted in the big tech stocks. And when we talk about big tech stocks, we're talking about Apple, we're talking about the Fang Stocks, which is Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, and a few other the big guys there. And if we compare that to SPY here, you see SPY has basically been flat during this period, and IWM, which was leading big time, has actually pulled back. And this was because of the energies, the commodities, and a few other areas. So those previously leading sectors post-election have now consolidated and pulled back, and we have new leaders stepping to the forefront to start 2017. Let's take a look at a few of these guys here. You can see Facebook, and actually before I do that, let me pull up biotech, and we can see IBB, biotech ETF, just like the Qs, have made this big run after really getting hit hard, much harder than biotech had been. And if we look at more of the mid and small cap biotechs, they've been running even better here. So two sectors we want to pay close attention to this week. Now, they've made these fantastic runs, and we do not want to chase. So we're going to watch these for consolidations and either pullback entries or a consolidation and then a breakout. You never want to be caught at the end of a move. So we're going to watch these patiently. Maybe we get an entry this week. Maybe we get an entry next week. And let's look at a few of these here. Let's start off with Facebook. We'll go through the FANG here. Again, big run. Maybe it's starting to consolidate. And if it pulls back and holds these moving averages or consolidates and breaks out, two different setups we can be playing here. We've got an open gap that's going to be key here at 127 and a high here at 132. Google has been showing relative strength compared to Facebook, but we can see here the same thing. It's run for the last 6-7 days. This one's getting up here to testing highs, and we'd want to see either a high breakout or a pullback. Amazon, very similar pattern, just a different spot here. But all of these have remounted their moving averages. You've got an open gap here. If we could get a consolidation or maybe a strong pullback to 780 and show some strength here, get in at 785, we could play for a run to 820 or even the high at about 850. And then finally, Netflix. I'm actually going to put out a video on our recent trade with Netflix, but we got out of it pretty much at the perfect time here. Our exit was right in here, and now it's consolidating. Does it pull back and we get a pullback entry, or is it going to break here and we enter on the breakout? So that's the Fang stocks. And then Apple has been on fire after getting beaten down all the way down to 105 after an all-time high of about 135. If we pull back even farther here, we've got an all-time high close to 135. We're at 118. Maybe we make a run to the all-time highs now. So we're testing the recent highs here. It's pulled back, put in this nice hammer here, and we'll look for a potential entry there. And another one I like is BABA, the China stock, has remounted its moving averages, looking really strong. I was actually going to enter today, but it gapped up, so I'm going to wait a little bit here. You can see we've got room all the way up to 110, so looking really strong. And then for IB, for biotech, there's a ton of biotech stocks you could play, but just the triple leverage ETF, you're going to get some big gains here. This thing's already went from 30 to 40, so a 25-30% move, and we've got highs here at 55. We've got a recent high here at 50, and we're at 40, so a lot of room here. Let's see if it consolidates and then breaks out. So we've basically got about 6 or 7 actionable setups to watch for here. Keep it simple. Just watch a few things. If you want to add some tech stocks, you can. There's a ton of them. You can see all my different lists here. I've got a ton of stuff I'm watching, but if you just want to keep it simple, watch these 6 or 7 different areas here. Look for these setups we talked about, and when the setup emerges, pounce on it. So we'll do an update here next week to see how these things have played out. I've got a few positions here. I'll show you the tech position I'm in right now, and that's NVIDIA. Basically remounting its moving average yesterday, and I'm playing for a high to about 120 here. So we'll see how this one plays out too. And of course, I'll put a video out after this trade. Win or lose, I'll put a video out on this one here. All right, guys. So it's a free weekly report. Remember, you can sign up for bullsonwallstreet.com. You get my daily analysis and the trade alerts.